Welcome, everybody. We have got 2 breaks scheduled for tonight. One will be Flawless Basketball, new release product for today. The other will be Prizm Football. But before we get started ripping, a little information I like to go over every time to make sure we're all on the same page. So, first up, feedback. I have mine completely automated on eBay. What that means to you is anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get the same in return. Second thing is to say thank you. Very much appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, and hanging out with me. And yeah, so what's coming up in the days ahead. That's what we're going to take a look at next. Tomorrow night, we're going to start at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We will open a half case of Hoops basketball, back half of a case that we started on its release day, which was Wednesday. Veteran base does not ship to the teams. It has a separate bidding category. You can find all the information about that, as always, in the listing description. Sunday will be an off night. Monday night, we'll open Leaf Best Baseball, Immaculate Basketball, and Gold Label Baseball, all by the full case. On Tuesday, we're going to open a half case of Leaf Autograph Mini Football helmets and Topps Update Jumbo by the full case, but base won't ship to the teams. It will have a separate bidding category again. Full details in the listing description regarding what does and doesn't ship. On Wednesday, we will start at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. There are 3 new releases for Wednesday. We'll open 2019-20 Flawless Collegiate Basketball half case, full case of 2019 Topps High Tech Baseball, and a full case of 2019-20 Certified Basketball. So that's how we're looking in the days ahead. Here's what you need to know about tonight. There's no mail on Monday due to the holiday. Someone reminded me of that last night, right at the very end of the break. I had forgotten about it. But we've got Veterans Day on Monday, so no mail will be picked up, no mail will be delivered. I may print labels over the weekend. So Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, you may see labels being printed. Understand that they won't actually be picked up in the hands of the USPS until Tuesday, if that's the case. And what else? Prizm, we don't have to worry about consolation cards, but if you get skunked in Flawless Basketball tonight and you don't pull a card of any sort, you are still going to get a consolation card or cards, and it will ship out with the rest of the break since it is a paid shipping break. So I think that's everything we need to know there. I'm going to bring you back to me for a second. We did have one unpaid team in Flawless. Let me see if that's been paid in the meantime or not. If it hasn't, we may have one up for grabs. And yeah, somebody bid and didn't pay for the Detroit Pistons here in Flawless tonight. Looks like they sold on eBay for $27 and some change. So if anybody is interested in picking up the Pistons in Flawless, please let me know. Meanwhile, I'm going to update our spreadsheet to reflect that that is unpaid, and we'll take a look at that. Joe, they ended on eBay at 27 and some change, so you may as well say 27. Of course, shipping is always included as part of the price when you're picking it up in chat. There's never any additional shipping fee when you pick it up here. So let me get this updated there. And hang on a second, guys, while I get our happy little spreadsheet sorted out here. Oh, Joe, you want to pick them up at 25? Yeah, man, that's fine. That's close enough. So yeah, you can. Do you have my email? Do you need me to type it in? You may have it from other times when you've picked up Second Chance, the one I use for PayPal. So give me just a second here, Joe. I'm going to go ahead and get it closed out on eBay. And if I can find my spot to do that, that is. And then we'll get the spreadsheet updated to reflect that Joe is picking it up. All right, I am typing it in for you right now. And guys and gals, those of you who see me typing this in chat, this is not an email I use for correspondence. I will never see a message if you send it there. It's literally an OG email that's just tied to PayPal and so many things that honestly I don't feel like redoing. I just keep the email active for that alone. All right, so Pistons is closed out on eBay. that part is done. Let me reflect that Joe is picking it up here. And let's get that done. All right, so now we can go back and take a look and finish this part up. All right, so 2018-19 Flawless Basketball just came out today, of course. So this is obviously break number 1, and we're breaking 1 box, which is a half case of that. And of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay, Friday night, the 11th of November. Team names are on the left-hand side. Winning bidders across from each team on the opposite side. And yeah, there we go. So, Ryan, no, Prizm Football is second. Obviously, Prizm Football takes like an hour and 45 minutes, and Flawless Basketball takes like 10 minutes. So, we generally do the things that are the fastest first, which is how we're doing it tonight as well. All right, kids, since this is the start of a new case, we're going to take both of our briefcases out of here. I will number them on the end, or somewhere on them, and we'll use random.org to tell us whether we're going to open briefcase number 1 or briefcase number 2 tonight. Whichever one we don't open tonight will, of course, open in our second break of this product, which I don't really think I have scheduled yet. I know, I'm still really off schedule from where I was gone. Well, wasn't totally gone, but where I didn't do breaks for those several days. I'm still not quite back on schedule. All right, so we have less than 10 items in our list, so we're going to do random 3 different times. Third one will tell the story. So first one can be ignored, second one ignored. Here comes our third and final. There's 3 times. Our date and time stamp tells us we're going to open briefcase number 2 tonight. So briefcase number 1, let me get it put out of the line of fire, and then we'll get busy here. All right, let's see what fabulous treasures await us here in Flawless. I always wonder, like, how much less they could sell this product for if they didn't put it in such fancy packaging. You know, I always wonder that. I try to peel these off instead of cut them, and half the time it still leaves the stuff, which I think it did there too, so I think I'm still going to actually have to cut it, but we'll find out. Oh, it did. It worked. Yay. Often it doesn't. This time it did. Hooray. Okie dokie, kids. Let's get into some Flawless. Get the briefcase out of the way, and we will see what we've got. Come on out of there. And of course, Flawless Collegiate Basketball coming next week for 1920. So we've got lots of Flawless. Flawless Baseball right around the corner. All kinds of Flawless. So the first thing I forgot to do, didn't I? Change our view. I just realized it. So your background's going to go out of focus a little tiny bit right now. That is by design. Please don't let that concern you. It will actually allow us to see our cards up a little bit closer than we might otherwise be able to. So first up, pardon me, for the Philadelphia 76ers is Manute Bol, numbered 220. Bol's dad, right? I think. As far as I know, it is anyway. Second out, a little Colin Sexton for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is numbered to 10. Nice looking relic and autograph pairing for Cleveland. Then we have Reggie Jackson to 25, Detroit Pistons, bringing home an autograph. Followed by Grayson Allen and the Jazz, numbered to 25. There was a lot of Grayson Allen throughout the entire year last year. David Thompson, some throwback ink. That one numbered to 10 for the Denver Nuggets. And somehow we've got the wrong size sleeve sitting in the middle of my pile there, oddly enough. Mitch Richmond, that is numbered to 25 for the Kings. Next up, Chicago Bulls. Zach LaVine, numbered to 15 for Chicago. And, oh, this is a nice one coming. I'm going to back this camera up just a tiny bit. I don't know. Somehow I keep feeling like I'm going to hit it. Now that I've backed it up, I'm probably going to really hit it. But anyway, there is Oscar Robertson. That is numbered to 20. Really nice looking card there. And the Cincinnati Royals, through a series of different relocations and name changes, ultimately became the Sacramento Kings, I believe. So I'm going to double check that for you, but I'm 99% sure that the Cincinnati Royals became Sacramento Kings. Of course, cards always stay with their franchise when franchises, move around and do that sort of thing, rename themselves, relocate, etc. So let's just get in there. Yeah, they are the current Sacramento Kings. I was pretty sure that was right, but don't want to be pretty sure. We want to be totally sure. Mike Conley, that is numbered to 10 for the first of our gem cards. That is for the Grizzlies. We have a little, whatever you want to call this here, little diamond card saying, yeah, they're not blood diamonds and they're real. I saw this guy when I opened the briefcase, and it's about to make somebody quite happy. Luka Doncic to 10 for the Dallas Mavericks. How's that for sweet? Yeah. I saw it as soon as I opened it, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to try to shuffle it around and keep it to last. Maybe y'all wouldn't see it, so it could be a surprise for the last. All right, so guys, Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies. Oscar Robertson, Cincinnati Royals are the current Sacramento Kings. Zach LaVine for the Bulls. A little Mitch Richmond, also the Kings. David Thompson for the Denver Nuggets. Grayson Allen and the Jazz. Reggie Jackson for the Pistons. Colin Sexton for the Cavs. And then we have Manute Bol for the 76ers. So that is Flawless Basketball. That's going to bring us into our Prizm Football. As always, I'm going to put the basic information up there again before we actually rip into Prizm Football. So bear with me while I get that queued up here. We'll take a look at it and then start ripping some football. All right, so for those of you who jumped in after the fact and maybe did not see this a moment ago, please remember there is no mail service on Monday. That is due to the fact that we have a holiday on Monday. And so that means no mail is going to be picked up, no mail is going to be delivered. I may be printing labels Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, whatever the case may be. They're not going to actually be on the way until Tuesday because of that. So if you got skunked in Flawless Basketball, your consolation card or cards will ship out when the rest of the break goes because it was a paid shipping break. And nobody's going to get skunked in Prizm. There are 80 million trillion cards in Prizm. So everybody's going to pull cards because I spent half my life sorting that break. There's like 1,800 cards. Everybody's going to get some. So this is going to be a 12-box case of Prizm Football. This is break number 2. Everything we opened tonight ended tonight on eBay, which is Friday night, the 8th of November. And once again, you find team names on the left-hand side, winning bidders cross from on the right-hand side. So we'll scroll through that. I got to catch up on chat. Looks like you guys have been busy on chat while I was busy doing that. So let's see what we got over here. The W8 says you were bidding on the Pistons, got outbid near the end, and then the guy didn't pay. I know, right? Like, that is frustrating sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, I understand. Feel your pain on that one. And Desiree, you said you had 3 hits with 2 teams. Very nice. Joe hit 2 cards. Also very nice. And yeah, so a couple of you had very good breaks out of Flawless. You know, they don't have a lot of cards in there, so sometimes it can be a hard one to get multiple hits from, but if you did, so much the better. All right, let's get cracking into some Prizm. You may as well settle in, too. This break takes a while. But first things first, I got to get all the boxes out of this case. Maybe we'll stack them this way. Might fit more going that way. Hey, bear with me, guys. I'm getting them out. I don't leave much wiggle room in these cases, so sometimes it's difficult to pry them out of there. All right. So, we're looking for 3 autographs per box. It always says on average, because, yeah, that's how Panini does a little CYA. So basically, occasionally, they might mess up and not give us all the hits we're supposed to have. Fortunately, that is rare. More common is that sometimes they will replace 1 or more of our hits with a Panini Rewards Point card. If that happens tonight, we will give those rewards card or cards out at the very end of the break using our dear friend random.org. So what else do we need to do? First box, we're going to go a little slower than we will through our subsequent boxes. And that's just to get everybody used to what you're seeing, what the parallels are numbered to, and that sort of thing. Then after we get through this first box, we'll definitely be moving faster through the remaining boxes. The W8, you need a Jets card. Oh, so you're actually a Ravens fan, but you want to hit a Le'Veon Bell card in here for the Jets. All right, I respect that. I can respect that. Travis needs the Cowboys. Ryan, you're a Packer fan, but you had to settle for the Texans. And you're looking for some J.J. Watt. All right. Let's see what we can find for everybody tonight. So our base cards, obviously pretty standard. We're going to go really quickly through our base cards. There's not any reason to dwell on any of those. For the Giants, we have Julian Love is our first autograph. And you will see that that's on a Prizm. That's that shiny little rainbow of colors that you see when the light hits a card. That is a Prizm. Those are also called refractors in the Topps world. I will probably, truthfully, flip back and forth because I am used to saying refractor, and I'll probably say that half the time. So Alexander Madison for the Vikings, that is just an example of a base Prizm, also known as a silver Prizm, and we will find loads of those as we go along our merry little way. Tevin Coleman for the 49ers is out, numbered to 99. I think we're calling that Blue Crystal this year, perhaps. They have so many pattern names, it's sometimes hard to keep up, but I think we're calling that Blue Crystal. And this, which I believe is called Scope, I might have the pattern name wrong, but you get the general idea. Those are numbered to 75, and that one has Tyler Eifert and the Bengals on the front of it. Now, again, in this first box, we're flipping those over to look at the numbers in subsequent boxes. I'm just going to tell you this is whatever, to 75 or 99 or whatever, because all of them that are that color or that pattern or whatnot are going to be numbered the same. Unless they're autographs. Sometimes they will vary on an autograph numbering for whatever reason. Clayton Thorson and the Eagles, that's a wave pattern. I may or may not actually be called the wave, but I call it the wave. It's numbered to 199 for the Eagles. And then we have this little fun friend here. Sort of a tie-dye, but it's not a tie-dye. And I don't remember this pattern at all, but it's to 175, and we will find tons of them. Those are pretty common along the way. These little advertising cards I generally will flip and show you both front and back. That's primarily to make sure there's no other card stuck to it, as occasionally there will be one stuck, and you know, we don't want that happening. A red wave, and that is to 149. So we've got blue waves were to what, 199? I got to refresh my own memory. Yeah, blue waves to 199, the red waves to 149. House 999, you have the Seahawks and you want Tyler Lockett. All right. Mojo request entered. Charles is after David Montgomery. And you also want a Wilson autograph, House 999. That would be quite good. If we pulled you a Russell Wilson, I'd like that. This guy's having a fantastic season. Russell Wilson, I mean. I'm sure you knew who I meant, but in case you didn't, that's who I meant, Russell Wilson. And we've got Brian Burns for the Carolina Panthers is our second autograph out of box number 1. So we have found 2. We have one that's still waiting to be discovered. So a blue wave, once again, these are going to be to 199. Arden Key for the Raiders on the front of it. The Raiders are kind of quietly having a really good season over there in Oakland, aren't they? Better than maybe I thought they were going to. Brilliance, just an insert. It's base. It's not numbered, but I don't think we had spoken about that insert before, so gave you a chance to see what they look like. Marshawn Lattimore, once again, this particular color pattern combination is always going to be to 175 when we see it. Desiree, you have a question. What's your question? What did I do with 2018 Chrome Sapphire Baseball? Sold it, as a matter of fact. Someone offered me what I thought was a good price for it, so I just sold it. Never opened it or broke it. Just sold it as sealed boxes, which I am known to do from time to time. So this is the first that we've seen of this color, kind of an orange color. This is Raquel Armstead. It's numbered to 249, so it's the highest numbered, I think, of all the stuff we'll find in here. I don't think there's any higher than 249 this year in Prizm, but we'll, of course, find out as we go along. But I believe that there isn't. Green Bay Packers have our third and final autograph out of box number 1. This is Darnell Savage Jr. for the Pack. So Ryan is a Packers fan, but he has the Texans in here, so I guess that doesn't go to him after all. At first I'm thinking, yeah, we got our Packers fan here, but no, then I remembered. You said you picked up the Texans. Njoku to 249. And there you go. That's box number 1. Most of the other 11 are going to look very similar to that. If we run across other patterns, numbers, combinations that we haven't seen, we will, of course, talk about them when we come across them. Otherwise, we'll cut a path and go forth. May the force be with us. Yeah, Desiree, you know I have got so much stuff here. Older stuff in odd lot quantities. I've got a lot of even this year's stuff in case quantities that just, you know, I shove it back aside when new stuff comes out, and I have a tendency, we all do, to start opening the new stuff and go back and forget about opening some of the older stuff, and then you got to find time to work it in. So I made a decision this year that I was going to sell a few things off, either in sealed boxes or sealed cases, just to try to create a little space and get somewhat caught up. And I actually need to do that with a whole lot more things than I have done. but I did move out a few, and included amongst it was that Chrome Sapphire baseball. Yeah, it is really a good product for sure. But it was, I mean, I got a really good offer for it, you know. For those, what did I have left? 3 boxes, I think, is what I had left. If memory serves, it's been a while, but I think it was 3 boxes that I had left. At any rate, I got $2,900, if that makes you feel any better. So they definitely paid for them for sure. I know, you said Topps ruins it this year. I know, some of that Topps Direct stuff, it's inconsistent, isn't it? Something you see one year might be missing or completely different the next year, etc. So, yeah, they have their own little way of doing things. Of course, Panini lately has been doing a lot more direct products too, which I think is weird, but they are, so what are you going to do? So speaking of patterns we haven't seen before and numbering we haven't yet seen, there's Juju Smith-Schuster. That one is numbered to 49. And I need to create a little spot for him, I guess. Might be a good idea. And I think, all right, I'm trying to get myself organized over here. Sorry, I thought I had all the patterns lined up, and then lo and behold, I didn't. I forgot about that one because we didn't see it in box number 1. And of course, this came out right before I took my little break. Robert Woods to 249. Those are to 249. And so I didn't get as much of this broken by this point in time as we would have normally. Had I not taken that week off, we would have probably already broken about 5 cases of this. So we hit a points card there, which of course means that one of our hits was replaced by that. So we won't have 3 autographs in here. We'll probably have 2. There's the Blue Wave, which is to 199. Once again, those points cards, if you missed me saying it earlier, will be given out at the end of the night. Any that we find, we'll use random.org to divvy them up at the bitter end tonight. And there's another Blue Wave to 199. That one was for the Browns with Njoku. And here's a nice little Red Wave. Those are to 149. That's also the Browns. That one with Baker Mayfield on the front. I felt like something was stuck to the back of that one too. Sometimes these do want to kind of stick together a little more than I might prefer. We're going to have a hit for the Cardinals with Zach Allen coming up next. So Arizona and Zach Allen. Technically our second hit, I guess, out of this box because the points card would be, I believe, the first one. I think that's our second one out of here anyway. Desiree said, yeah, they're going for over $1,400 each now. Yeah, see, I sold them too soon then, didn't I? I should have let them sit a few more months, right? Sean Murphy Bunting, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Silver Prism. An orange Rashawn Gary, that is numbered to 249. Well, honestly, I was, as you say, you know, my buy-in wasn't a huge one, obviously, so I was fine getting what I got for them, and if somebody else opened them and got something great, more power to them, and if they didn't and they kept them and they resold them for more, that's all right too. Andrew Luck to 10, Indianapolis Colts. Loving that hit. I mean, I know the guy retired, but honestly, that's still a really nice hit. That's why we got that points card in that box, too. Because we had that big hit in there. That's the way they do it sometimes. The W8, you're a Juju Smith-Schuster fan. I am a Juju Smith-Schuster fan myself. Oh, you want to know the team names? Okay, sorry. Thought you guys could see that on there, so I don't always read that off, of course. So, Montez Sweat and the Redskins, numbered to 175. Next up, we have Eric Reed and the Panthers. That is numbered to 99. And a green scope Kittle for the 49ers is to 75. And that finishes up that box. Got nice Andrew Luck in there. I love Prizm. I think everybody loves Prizm. It's just always one I look forward to opening. But man, I do wish it had a few less cards in it. I could do with about half the base cards that they give us. It's one of the bigger sets in football outside of like Donruss football, you know, just flagship Donruss football and whatnot. This is one of the bigger volume card sets. With, I think we clock in at around 1,700 cards or so for this break, give or take a few. The W8 says I'm the only breaker who says your username right. You know, most of the time I would be the one who would say it wrong. You guys know I'm the worst about pronouncing names correctly, and that extends to usernames too. So I'm surprised I would be the one to get it right. But I'm glad that I did. I can't imagine, like, though, that one to me looks easy. So I don't know how someone messed that one up. But of course, all the ones that I mess up, everybody else is like, how in the world do you mess those up? That's so easy. So I guess my brain's wired a little differently. Maybe that's the moral of the story. All right, that is for the Texans, numbered to 75. To 249, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My Kentucky Wildcats played basketball tonight. Of course, it's early in the season yet. We just played an in-state rival and looked pretty good again tonight, but I always worry about playing those in-state people. Broncos to 199. Because sometimes it's not, you know, you beat them kind of badly, and I feel bad about that. I don't want to do that to our in-state people. The Jets to 249. But I guess they do it because they get boatloads of money. I mean, I think that's how that works, right? When the smaller teams come in to play the bigger teams, they get paid a boatload of money to do it, and that's why they do it. So I guess I shouldn't worry about it. That is numbered to 199 for the 49ers. You said people say the Dubu 8? The Dubu. Well, I guess I could see how they could come up with that. But see, to me, I just looked at it and it automatically looked like the W8. So that's what I'm saying. My brain just works somehow differently than everybody else's. I don't know. One of those things, I guess. Deontay Thompson, Arizona Cardinals, comes out first out of this box, I think, as a matter of fact. Autograph-wise, I mean. And there's Buccaneers to 175. And a little advertising card that floated away from me that I wanted to get out of my way. And instead it dropped into our pile. Red Wave, Kansas City Chiefs, 149. More advertising cards. They really put those in a lot. I guess they assume a lot of people are buying them out as single packs and things at card stores, but I think the reality of the situation is most people are either doing personal boxes or doing them in breaks these days. Ryan Finley, autograph number 2 out of this box, heads to Cincinnati. To the Bengals. Rashad Penny, silver prism, Seahawks. To 149 for the Colts. Oh boy. Cats are chasing each other. Did you hear them? That's always fun. They always act up when it's time for me to be working. That's why they do. They're like kids. They're like, ooh. Isaac Bruce and the Rams. That is our 3rd and final autograph from this box. I always like getting a little throwback ink. I think it's nice. We haven't seen 1/49 in a while. That's for the Cincinnati Bengals with Rodney Anderson. And onward and upward we go. We've opened, what, 3? So we opened 3. We have 9 left to go. And I told you, this break takes a while. You have to kind of settle in and, you know, bring a beverage, bring a snack. These breaks take a while. No matter what you do, they take a while. Oh, yeah. That's true. That's true. The WH, that would make sense that you can understand a lot of license plates because you're, yeah, I guess I'm kind of the same way. I can look at things like that. And, of course, I think I'm getting them right. I could be getting them wrong. It's like I don't know the people to go ask them, but, yeah. I don't know. I've always been challenged when it comes to pronouncing names properly. For whatever strange reason. I think because I didn't take foreign language in high school or in college. I took Latin. I took several years of Latin. I know, how dumb, right? And because I didn't ever take Italian or French or Spanish or whatever, I think that's why I struggle with so many names. I like to think that's why, anyway, as opposed to just thinking, wow, I'm too dumb to figure them out. So, might be both. You never know. As always, the longest part of these breaks, getting the cards out of the packages, kills me. Alrighty, that is the Carolina Panthers to 175. Oh, we're going to play this fun game where Topps switches the direction they go in the packs all of a sudden. Which they have not done in the previous boxes, so yeah, good for them, right? To 149, that was the Jags. I guess Minshew Mania is about done, though. Nick Foles ready to go for the next start. So Gardner's about finished up. There's another points card that you just saw go by, which means we have got another hit that has been replaced. So we now have 2 points cards in our housekeeping area, or we're about to put the second one in the housekeeping area. And we also have come across a little autograph here. So the points card would have represented autograph number 1 because it replaced it. Drew Lock is going to represent autograph number 2 for the Broncos out of this box. And we still should have one more to find, and looks like this is it. Green Bay Packers. Amon Green is your autograph. Some more throwback ink. So that is all the autographs we're expecting to find in here. Of course, as soon as I flip it, it was like one card going the other way. It's always the way, isn't it? Next up, we've got numbered to 49, Devin Singletary and the Buffalo Bills. Notice how all the other boxes, they didn't have cards going 100 directions. In this one, they do. There is a silver prism that went to the Packers, followed by the Packers to 249. Packers kind of box. To 199, that is the Texans. $249 for the Eagles. And we've got a little advertising card got stuck to the back of Easton Stick there. Tell you what, you might end up seeing Easton Stick. Phillip Rivers keeps getting picked off. That was crazy, wasn't it? Of course, one of the times wasn't his fault. This guy fell down. That's not on him. To 175, the Steelers. You know, you got to throw the ball where you expect the guy to be. You can't predict having him fall down on the way. So, Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, numbered to 99. To 199, Cowboys, the boys. Doesn't feel like a Friday night, does it? I mean, it does in the sense that we had the new release, but I don't know. Somehow my days have been off this entire week. Like I have felt like it's a different day of the week than it is all week long. But it definitely somehow doesn't feel like a Friday to me. I'm glad it is, but doesn't seem like it should be. All right, there's the Bengals, numbered to 149. '49ers, 175. See, that's what I was thinking too. The W8 says it feels like Thursday, and that's what I thought it was all day today. I have pretty much thought it was Thursday. It's to 175 for the Saints. $149 Patriots. Yeah, I don't know how I got my week all kind of out of gear, but I definitely did. But they finally brought my new recycle bin, so I'm happy about that. Somebody took my recycle bin. How random. That's Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 199. Although my neighbor said that maybe it fell into the truck. She said that happened to her once. Her recycling bin disappeared on a pickup day, and the people told her that sometimes when they're emptying them, the bins just fall inside the whole truck. There's David Montgomery, silver prism, base silver prism for the Bears. Steelers to 249. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I just know I put it out there, and when I went back to get it, it was gone. To 249 Broncos. And you know, I generate a lot of recycling with these breaks, like a tremendous amount. So to not have it here all week to add stuff to was just making me crazy. It's piled up everywhere. So glad they've finally got it dropped off. And I promptly filled it most halfway up, all the piled up stuff. The Jags and Raquel Armstead. Oh, you're too funny. You said, of course, my neighbor knows what happened to it. She took it. Well, maybe. You never know. They do have a lot of people over there. Her family is kind of big. Maybe they did just decide they needed some more. I don't know. That's numbered to 249 for the Steelers. But yeah, I just thought that was so incredibly random. So random. That is not a Steelers numbered to 10, I don't believe. That is a Steeler numbered to 249. Once again, guys, the orange are to 249. So yeah, if we have one come out that is different than any of the numbers that we've seen up to this point, of course, I'm going to point it out to you when we roll across it. Rashawn Gary and the Green Bay Packers. That's the best I think I've seen him sign his name. Usually it's all right on top of each other in one weird little line. So that'll probably start some kind of conspiracy theory that his mother signed his cards in Prizm or something. You know how those go. There'll be some signature variation and somebody will be off to the races with it. Number to 249, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not that one. Okay, well, let's just look right through the pile here. So again, I haven't seen any gold. I don't think. We got orange and orange and orange. Oh yeah, maybe that's gold that I thought was orange. Colorblind on top of everything else. So there you go. He is to 10, Deontay Johnson, rather than being to 249. Good eye, good call. That's why I keep the colors set out separate. You guys always wonder, why do I set the colors out separate when we're breaking products like this? That's why. Otherwise, we would have been looking forever for that. Deebo Samuel and the 49ers. Our last autograph out of this box. Woohoo! And of course, all the cards do ship out of here. So anything that you see go by, obviously, if you see it and it's your team, you're going to get it, no matter whether I've stacked it correctly or incorrectly. But in that case, it was stacked incorrectly. But we found it because I knew that I only had a stack for orange. So there you go. Worked out. Yeah, I agree with you. Rashawn Gary has one of the worst signatures I've seen. It doesn't even look like a signature. It doesn't even look like he picks his pen up. It just looks like he sits there and kind of draws a couple of circles on top of one another, and that's it. I have never seen his signature as spread out as that one was, which is why I said somewhere somebody will start a conspiracy theory. Because that's ever since Dak Prescott and the auto pen scandal, I think everybody's just looking for the next issue, problem, whatever you want to call it. And then there was that guy. Is that the same year? No, that was maybe the next year. Maybe, is that 2017? One of the rookies had like his little brother sign his cards or something, and it came out. It was a defensive player, I want to say, and it came out and was announced fairly early on, like they hadn't been in very many products yet, and they had to, you know, sort that all out. But it's like, these guys, why in the world don't these guys, I mean, they get paid for it. You know, why not just sit there and sign your stuff? You're getting money for it. It's to 199, Redskins. Of course, some of them are signed at the rookie premiere, and those are done in front of Panini. It's the ones that aren't you have to worry about. It's to 175. Because you remember there was the whole conspiracy that started over Luka's signature in basketball, Luka Doncic. There was some kind of slight variation in the way he signed his signature in, I don't know, one or two of the card sets. And so then everybody decided his mother was signing like half of his and he was signing half of his, and it turned into this whole big thing. Hey, look what you got for your Jets, man. You didn't get Le'Veon Bell, but you got Boomer Esiason to 25, which by my money is pretty cool. Truthfully, you don't get a lot of Boomer Esiason as a Jet, and you don't get a lot of Boomer Esiason autographs, period. So I think that's a nice little hit for the Jets, even though that's not why you bought it. It's to 199 Eagles. Although I want to say in the first case, that is exactly what somebody was looking for who had the Jets. I think they were looking for that Boomer autograph. Of course, we didn't hit it in the first case. That's always the way, isn't it? Foster Moreau and the Oakland Raiders. And dear old Foster there is not numbered. Well, yeah, Ryan, I'm like you. My signature can look different from one time to the next as well. Cowboys to 149. Although my whole thing about the Luka deal was how all of his autographs were being authenticated to 175 Packers. So if some of them were questionable, you know Beckett would have caught it, or PSA DNA. I mean, that's their whole job, is to analyze all that stuff, pressure and pen stroke and all that stuff they analyze. Paris Campbell and the Colts base silver prism. So, you know, they weren't saying any of them were wrong, so I felt confident. It's the Jets to 75. So, I mean, Beckett's the one who caught the Dak Prescott auto pin, as a matter of fact, if you remember. That would be a lot harder to catch. It's to 249 Falcons. So, I figure as long as Beckett's not complaining, we're all good. We are coming to a Washington Redskin autograph. Looks like it's going to be Bryce Love. And this one is numbered. It is numbered to 25. Ooh, look at that. Got a little camo in the background there for Bryce and the Redskins. Low number autograph hit. Making somebody happy. And there's the Arizona Cardinals to 99. To 249 Redskins. All right, we're halfway home. We have opened 6 boxes. We have 6 boxes left to go. Oh, you had noticed the Boomer Esiason on the checklist, too, for the Jets? Yeah, I was kind of surprised that he was on there as a Jet, but it's a good thing. I like when they do some variations, and you don't always see the same old, so. I mean, like Peyton Manning, they split him. I don't know. I guess they probably split him about 50-50. About half his autographs Colts, the other half Broncos. Although, really, if you based it on the amount of time played for each team, he should be like 80 or 90% Colts, and 10% Broncos. Should be like 90-10, but that doesn't work that way. It's like Topps with Rod Carew. They always bounce him around. One year he'll be in most products for the Angels, it seems like. Then the next year he'll be in most of the products as a Twin. They bounce him around between the two. All right, kids. Let's see what we've got. That is Arden Key, numbered to 99 for the Raiders. The Detroit Lions, Ty Johnson autograph. Do not pull a lot of Ty Johnson autographs, so if you're the Lions, hey, maybe you don't have that one. Maybe not. To 249, the 49ers. To 199, Arizona Cardinals. And there's O.J. Howard, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to 199. Wonder if they're going to put, I assume they will, in Select this year, put in the XRC cards again, which, of course, are the redemptions that are tied to the draft picks for the following year. You guys probably remember those. Michael Vick is our silver prism, and that's numbered to 175, Danielle Hunter for the Vikings. You know, where it's like quarterback 1, quarterback 2, tight end 1, etc., etc. I hope they do that in Select again. Can you imagine? Like, quarterback 1 will go for so much money because everybody's so in love with Tua already. Yeah, House 999 says, can you get a Seahawks? Why, sure you can. Here's Marquise Blair, as a matter of fact, for the Seattle Seahawks. Your timing is impeccable there, House. See, the Mojo Gods took care of you, didn't they? That's the 249, the Saints. Yeah, one year I tried to go after all those XRC redemptions. I wanted to get the full set, and then I never got the full set, so then I didn't even care about the ones I did have. I know, that's kind of weird, right? But I'm somewhat of a completionist in some senses. That one, the only reason I started it is because I wanted the whole set. So then when I didn't get the whole set, I was so bummed. Jarvis Landry, bless him, to 149 for the Browns. Who have been just dreadful this year. I thought they were going to be good. They have been hideous. O.J. Howard, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, numbered 210. But I blame it on Freddie Kitchens. And I said that at the start of the year, too. I said that was my only hesitation, is why in the world did they make Freddie Kitchens the head coach? I mean, I just didn't think he had quite the experience and stuff that he needed to really be the head coach of especially of a team that young, that needed a lot of direction. And I don't know, a lot of people would disagree with me probably and say it's not Freddie Kitchens' fault, but it kind of feels like it to me. Hunter Renfrow, number 260. There's your case hit, kids. Headed to Oakland with relic autograph, 1 per case. To 149 for the Bills. Another box in the books, so to speak. So this is box number 8 that the plastic is coming off of right now. So we've opened 7. We have 5 left, including this one that we're getting ready to embark upon. But I don't know why the Browns are, I mean, so bad this year. Well, maybe not so bad in comparison to past years when they were really, truly bad. But I should say so much worse than anybody expected them to be. I really thought they were going to be good. They have all the tools, they have all the players, but there's a disconnect. I still think it's Freddie Kitchens. Antonio Brown had another little Twitter meltdown. I guess everybody saw that. That was yesterday, was it? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, had another Twitter and I think Instagram too meltdown about how, yeah, the NFL can go, you know, F themselves and blah, blah, blah. He just wants his name cleared and then he never wants anything to do with them again. Which really only means no team will give me a contract that I want right now. And as soon as some team will give him the contract he wants, he'll be over all of that. Guarantee ya. And somebody will, make no mistake. Once they get him out from under the commissioner's deal, somebody will give him a deal. That was to 175 for the Chargers. The older Bosa brother, Joey. To 149, the Rams. I'm still amazed the Steelers tried to get Le'Veon Bell back when the Jets were kind of shopping him unofficially. Silver Prism Patriots. Tyler Lockett and the Seahawks to 199. Autograph, Bengals, Rodney Anderson coming up. Sensational Signatures card set. And it is numbered 299. I don't think our other Bengals... I think our other Bengals was Rodney Anderson, but I don't think it was quite that low numbered. Or maybe not even numbered at all. Green Bay Packers to 99. To 249, the Colts. Yeah, I was really hoping, honestly, that once Randall Cobb got with the Cowboys, I didn't really necessarily think he would get more targets than he got in Green Bay. It's to 249 because he's getting a little long in the tooth, let's face it. But I thought he might. I'm disappointed to see he's not really utilized a whole lot in Dallas this year. Of course, it's hard when you've got Amari Cooper just doing everything. A redemption, first one of the night. It's going to set up there in housekeeping as well. It stays face down until the very end of the break. And then we'll flip it over along with any others that we find along the way and check them out at the end of the night. Broncos, 199. Eagles, Miles Sanders, numbered to 75. With a little scope pattern autograph. To 175, the boys. And that's numbered to 75, Warren Moon, the Oilers. Okay, I thought we might get through this break without me having to give this little speech, but we have not. So, some people know this, some people don't. So I always cover it in case someone doesn't know it. The Houston Oilers of old are the Tennessee Titans of today. So any Oilers cards we pull go to the Titans. Some people mistakenly think that the Oilers are the Texans, but that is not the case. The Oilers moved to Tennessee. They were first known as the Tennessee Oilers. Then they changed their name to the Tennessee Titans because they moved within the state of Tennessee, the best I recall, when they changed their name. Later came the Houston Texans. awarded as an expansion franchise well after the original Houston Oilers had moved. So that's how that works. Oilers go to Titans. So Charles says David Montgomery is going to be the redemption, and Ryan thinks it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Oh, interesting. I don't know who even our redemption options are in this product. I only opened the one case of it right the night it came out, and then of course I only worked one more night and then took off that whole 7-day window there. And this is just now getting back around to opening it again, so I don't even remember if we had redemptions in the first case. Truthfully, I certainly don't remember who our possibilities are. Oh, Ryan, you weren't talking about the redemption. You were talking about Randall Cobb not having Aaron Rodgers. Well, there's that, but also, I mean, Randall is getting up in years, especially for his position. But I had hoped that he would maybe get utilized a little bit more than he has been, because I like Randall. I do like Mr. Randall Cobb. I got you. I thought you were saying that Aaron Rodgers was going to be the redemption. I read it backwards, didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. A Class X insert for Julio Jones and the Falcons that is a prism. That might be our first prism insert that I have seen tonight. I think it is. I kind of think it is. So, for whatever that's worth. To 249, Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah, maybe the redemption will be David Montgomery. Who knows? To 249, the Seahawks. It is definitely possible that it will be David Montgomery. And there's another Green Bay Packer. That one is numbered to 99. Seen lots of Packers tonight, both in autographs and parallels. Pretty good number of Packers coming across. And our silver prism is Jalen Hurd for the 49ers. Number to 199, Barry Sanders, Lions. What do you think about Matt Patricia and the Lions? You think he's safe up there? You think he's on the hot seat? Andy Isabella, Cardinals, 175. Here comes another one for the Redskins. I believe they've already got an autograph in here. Might have been Bryce Love. Wouldn't swear to it. Montez Sweat, numbered to 49, is definitely this one. Of course, we do recap at the end, so even though my feeble little brain doesn't always remember all the autographs we've seen, we'll get another chance to look at them shortly. To 199, Nola. $175, Cincinnati. Do you guys remember the show WKRP in Cincinnati? I know, that really dates me that I do remember it, but that's okay. I do remember it. And for some reason, right then when I said Cincinnati, that's what went through my head. WKRP in Cincinnati. I can't sing, obviously, but that was so terrible. But the show was funny. Dylan Mitchell, Minnesota Vikings, eh? This is for the Packers to 149. Imagine that. Imagine that. Another Packer. Oh, see, Fred remembers WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah, it was Lonnie Anderson and oh, I can't remember that guy's name. That had long hair but like was kind of bald. I want to say Johnny something, but I don't think that's right. That might have been his name on the show. I don't remember very much about it. I was very young, but I do remember the basic premise and that it was funny. And I remember the little jingle thing, well, even though I can't replicate it, obviously. To 49, Mohamed Sanu and the Falcons. Meanwhile, we pulled a second redemption out of there. So now we have a pair of redemptions in housekeeping along with our pair of rewards points. I guess Ryan is trying to tell me only a girl would do that or know that about WKRP in Cincinnati or something. I don't really know. I don't really understand that. Little face planting woman and a female gender symbol. I don't really understand what you're telling me there, but I'm assuming it's, that it's a girl thing or something similar. I don't know. But Fred remembers it, and, he's not a girl, so. Oh, you said no, you wanted to take you wish you had come out of your pockets and taken the Packers. I gotcha. Okay. I don't know how, I never would have gotten that out of those two symbols. I gotta tell you, I need to work on my emoji interpretation because I definitely would not have gotten that out of those two things. Like, at all. Oh, yeah. The boss on the show. He was a big guy, wasn't he? Arthur was, I don't remember if that's his real name or his character's name, but wasn't he a real kind of heavy-set guy? I can picture that guy. Yeah, I mean, there were all kinds of shows on, like, that my parents, I'm sure, watched when I was a kid that I remember parts of. Little Joe Namath action, silver prism for the Jets. Then to 249, the 49ers. And that is Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers, numbered to 99. There was some show that had some cops on it, like sheriffs. I want to kind of like almost like southern kind of sheriffs. I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of the show was. The only thing I can remember is like the main sheriff would tell the deputy, "Handle it, Roy, handle it." It's like I remember the most random things. The Cardinals to 149. But that one, I don't even remember the name of that show. Oh, the W8 says the second redemption is going to be Joe Namath, even though you don't think he's in this product. Is that like Immaculate Conception? We're going to have some kind of immaculate redemption there. Well, if you have the New York Giants, you might feel like that's an immaculate hit for you. Maybe, I don't know. You got Daniel Jones, your rookie quarterback. Nice little prism signature there. I don't know if it was called In the Heat of the Night, Edward. I mean, and hi, Edward, by the way. It might have been. I honestly can't remember. Alvin Kamara and the Saints to 75. I was really young, and I know my parents watched it, and it was funny. It was like a sheriff and his deputy, and that's all I remember is that the one guy, the main guy, would just go, "Handle it, Roy, handle it." To 249, the Saints. I'll have to ask my mother if it was called In the Heat of the Night. I don't know. And they watched Flip Wilson, too. I remember when he used to dress up like a woman, and her name was Geraldine, that character, and he would always say, "The devil made me do it." Caleb Wilson for the Arizona Cardinals. That is numbered to 49, and I bet you wish it was Kyler Murray if you have the Cardinals. Now, don't you? You're like, I don't want Caleb Wilson. I want Kyler Murray. Dwayne Haskins, Redskins, 199. Carter Country, maybe. Was there a show called Carter Country? I don't know why that just came to me, Carter Country, and I don't know if that's right or not. I would have to Google that, or somebody would have to Google that to know. I will do it after the break, but out of the blue, right after I'm sitting there talking about that card, all of a sudden in my head came Carter Country. But that doesn't sound like the name of a show, but yet that's what popped in there, so I don't know if that's right or not. 175, Jimmy G and the 49ers. Nelson Aguilar to 199. But you have to remember, my whole family, part of the way we communicate are these weird catchphrases from shows when my sister and I were kids. Like some particular phrase or something will stick out, and anybody in the family can throw it out, and we like all remember it instantly. So we kind of communicate that way, oddly enough. John Ursua, I don't know how to pronounce it, obviously, but that is the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, these days, people don't watch TV together too much, at least not those kinds of shows. I mean, I guess families still watch sporting events and live events, but probably not much other stuff. It's numbered to 49, Shaquille Griffin for the Seahawks. But when my sister and I were young, it wasn't like that. You had one television in the house, probably, maybe two, but probably one. And you just watched it as a family. So whatever your parents watched, you watched. Charles said it is Carter Country. Huh. I'm amazed I remembered that. So here we are in box number 11 of 12. And I'm feeling like we need to have another big hit. Don't you think? And we've had some nice stuff for sure, but I think we need a little more. I'm feeling greedy on your behalf tonight. You know, that box of Prizm basketball has been sitting back there since last year's Prizm basketball came out. I need to open that. I might just open that myself. I keep saying I'm going to put it in a mixer. All the stuff that's like on the table, I eventually intend to put in mixers, along with about a zillion other things I have to go in them. And then I never get the mixers done because so much new stuff comes out all the time. Jason says he has no audio, so he's not going to hear me answer him to know that Flawless has already been. But if any one of you would be kind enough to type into chat for me to let Jason know that Flawless was at the beginning of the night, I would be most grateful. To 199 Bengals. I mean 149, sorry. Red waiver, 149. To 249 Vikings. Ah, House got me covered. Thank you, House. I appreciate you. DK Metcalf coming up. Seahawks. See, look at that. The mojo's repaying you, House, for being kind and answering that question for me. You get a DK Metcalf number to 49 as your mojo reward for your good deed. How about that? Worked out. And Charles answered too there, so now we got to try to have some good mojo for Charles. And thank you as well, sir. Appreciate you. Jimmy Graham, Green Bay Packers again. This one is numbered 225. I think that's our only /25 camo other than an autographed one. I think we've had any freestandings /25 besides that one that I remember anyway. Oh, y'all are being mean now. You guys are telling him that whatever team he had, he hit a 1 of 1. That's just mean. That's not nice. And Desiree, thank you also for jumping in there trying to help out Jason, who has no audio apparently. Greedy Williams /149. Comes up for Cleveland. /249 Patriots. /249 Kansas City. The W8 said you had the Hornets, so you have the right to mess with people. Well, I don't know. He may feel differently. That's the Jets /175. You never know. Well, oh, I didn't think about that, Fred. You might be right. He says Jimmy Graham may have completed the rainbow by the time we get done with the break. Could be right. We have hit quite a bit, haven't we? Will Greer and the Carolina Panthers /149. /199 Indianapolis Colts. I see a 175 on the horizon there. I think it's Sam Darnold, I think. I'll get a hold of it and we'll find out for sure. Yeah, the Jets /175. Poor Sam Darnold. He has not been playing well since he got back from mono, like at all. I like that kid too. David Montgomery, Silver Prism, Bears. Dexter Lawrence, Giants, numbered /99. So here we are, rolling into our last box. So we are now invoking last box mojo. We're going to try to find some smoking hot hits in here to wrap up this case. Once we go through these last little bits for this box, we will recap our autographs and we'll recap some of our lower numbered stuff. There's not a ton of the lower numbered stuff, but like basically the stuff that's 49 and lower we'll recap. So oh, making fun of poor Sam about the seeing ghosts. You know they shouldn't have aired that, though. That was just wrong. The NFL people shouldn't have aired that. And, I mean, I know they like to get the behind-the-scenes stuff when they have these guys mic'd up and all that, but you don't do that, especially to a young kid like that. I mean, because he's still very green, very young. I thought they did him wrong by airing that. And the bad thing is, he's never going to live it down. Never going to live that down. House is hoping for a 1 of 1 gold vinyl in here. That would suit me fine, man. I love pulling 1 of 1s. I would be well happy with that if we could get it. Instead, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick for the Dolphins, numbered /75, to start off the last box. We do still have a couple of redemptions to flip over, so don't forget about those either. Jonathan Abram, and the Raiders are coming up next. We got a bidder of Jay Allen, who's here with me most nights. So Raiders and Jonathan Abram, and somehow or another, I just went right to Jay Allen in my head. Like, Jonathan Allen for the Raiders. No, let's try that again. Let's try it again. Ooh, the boys. Leighton Vander Esch. I like that kid. With a little wolf howl for Dallas. Number to 199, the Falcons. Number to 149, the Lions. All right, what else have we got? What else? To 175, the Saints. To 149, the Jets. Advertising card. And another advertising card. Travis, was Leighton Vander Esch the one you wanted, or Jonathan Abram was the one you wanted? House, what are you asking me there? You've got 1, 2, 5. What? What's the question? Bryce Love and the Redskins to 99. That's our third and final autograph out of our last box. But don't forget, we've got our 2 redemptions to flip yet. To 249, the Vikings. And we also have those reward points. We're going to give away all of that before we recap. To 175, the Giants. But still one little tiny lonely stack of cards left there as well to look at before we get into all of that. Leighton was your guy. Okay. Our last silver prism goes to Drew Lock and the Broncos, or is Drew Lock going to the Broncos. T.Y. Hilton and the Colts, number 249. And number 249, Saquon Barkley. And there you go. That's that. Other than these little fun things left to do. And I'm going to get, again, some of our lower numbered things, 49 and below. We're going to recap. So give me a hot second here to get that situated. And we will recap it in a minute as well. Trying to get them in somewhat numerical order as well, so when we do it, we can do it at least moderately efficiently. All right, so here we go. Marquise Hollywood Brown, Ravens with Prism Green Scope. So there you go, Ravens. And next out is Tony Pollard for the boys, rookie autographs. So what we're going to do now is go to the Panini website, whereby I will verify that the teams are what I just told you, Ravens and Cowboys. So it'll be up on the screen and you guys can see it. And we'll also find out what, if anything, those are numbered to. Marquise should be numbered. I don't think Pollard will be, but I think Marquise will be. So let me get, let me get myself on the right page. And then I'll bring you along with me. I kind of figured we'd find redemptions, so I had everything set up but the card set, because you never know that till you pull it. We'll look up Hollywood Brown first. Rookie Autographs Prism Green Scope is our card set. Did I just go past Rookie Autographs? Of course I did. Card number 341. And there you will see Hollywood Brown as a Raven, which we expected, and numbered 275. Next, we're going to go look up Tony Pollard. He's just under rookie autographs as the card set. Card number is 339. And there you can see it is unnumbered, which is what we expected. And he is a Dallas Cowboy also as expected. All right, so that gets that wrapped up. We'll next take a look at our points cards here. We had 2 of those, which means 2 of our hits were replaced with points cards. It's pretty easy the way that we handle this. I just copy all of the team names from the spreadsheet. Obviously, I'm bringing you along with me as we go through this little process. Then we're going to buzz ourselves back over here and head to random.org. I'm going to paste in that list. I will scroll through it so you can see that all the teams are correctly copied and pasted in there. And in this instance, because we have more than 10 items in our list, we're only going to randomize 1 single time. We have 2 points cards. They're both an equal number of points. So it will go to the first 2 teams. So team number 1 after we randomize, we'll get one of them. The team in the second position after we randomize will get the other one. Good luck, everybody. So the Vikings and the Texans each get one of the 250 points cards. Vikings and Texans. So let me get these labeled up. And then we're going to recap. Those are end sleeves for the purpose of me being able to write on them, so don't sweat that part. When you get it, you can just take it right out of that sleeve and it won't have any writing on it. How handy is that? Numbered to 10, O.J. Howard, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Numbered to 10, Deontay Johnson, Pittsburgh Steelers. To 49, Juju Smith-Schuster, Steelers. To 25, Jimmy Graham and the Packers. So much for me getting them in order, right? Rodney Anderson to 49 and the Bengals. Devin Singletary, 49, the Bills. Shaquille Griffin to 49, Seahawks. Mohamed Sanu to 49 for the Falcons. And T.Y. Hilton to 49 for the Colts. So tons of other numbered stuff, as you saw throughout the night. There's just absolutely loads of it, but everything else is higher numbered. So we're not going to recap all the higher numbered stuff. Now our stack of hits. 250 points went to the Vikings by way of random. 250 points went to the Texans by way of random. A Tony Pollard redemption headed to the Cowboys. Hollywood Brown and the Ravens. Not going to be numbered to 75 when you get it. The Redskins. Bryce Love to 99. Leighton Vander Esch for the Dallas Cowboys. Jonathan Abram for the Oakland Raiders. Will Greer and the Panthers to 149. Greedy Williams to 149 for the Browns. DK Metcalf and the Seahawks to 49. John Ursua or whatever, also the Seahawks. Caleb Wilson to 49, Arizona Cardinals. Nice old Daniel Jones for the Giants. Dylan Mitchell, Vikings, to 49, Montez Sweat, Redskins. Greenscope, Miles Sanders, to 75, Eagles. The Bengals and Rodney Anderson, numbered to 99. Our case hit, Hunter Renfrow and the Raiders, relic autograph pairing, numbered to 60. Marquise Blair, Seahawks. Ty Johnson for the Detroit Lions. Bryce Love, Redskins to 25. I really didn't realize the Redskins had as much as they do. Foster Moreau and the Raiders. Here's that sweet little hit for the Jets. Boomer Esiason. Nice. I like it anyway. It's numbered to 25 for the Jets. Debo, 49ers. Rashawn Gary, Packers. Raquel Armstead, Jags. Packers with Amon Green. Drew Lock and the Broncos. I forgot we hit him. That is Isaac Bruce for the Rams. Another little throwback. Ryan Finley, the Bengals. Deontay Thompson, Cardinals. Andrew Luck. I like that hit. Colts /10. Zach Allen, Arizona Cardinals. Darnell Savage, Green Bay Packers. Brian Burns, Carolina Panthers. And Julian Love for the Giants. All right, guys, that has got us all wrapped up for tonight. That is the break. That is the recap. Mike, you said you don't want the Steelers base cards. If you would do me a favor, sir, and please drop me a line on eBay, just send me a message reminding me of that. I would appreciate it. That way I can print it out and put it with this, and when it is time to sort it, I'll have it right in front of me, and that will help me remember that you do not want those. So if you could do that, I would be grateful. So here's what you need to know if you missed this earlier. There is no mail service on Monday, Veterans Day. No mail pickup, no mail drop-off, no mail delivered, or anything like that. I may print labels on Saturday after the post office is closed, or on Sunday, or on Monday. Any and all of the above, understand, would not actually be picked up and on the way until Tuesday. Yeah, because of the holiday. So therefore, Tuesday is when I'm expecting that the stuff we open tonight will be out the door and on the way to you. As always, if something unexpected happens, it could slide a day later. But right now, the way it looks, I would anticipate it going out Tuesday. There's really no way I can see it going out tomorrow, because there's other stuff that has to go ahead of it. Nobody got skunked in Prizm. There were a ton of cards. Everybody pulled cards there. If, however, you were in Flawless Basketball, you got skunked and didn't pull a card of any sort, you are still going to get a consolation card or cards in the mail. They will ship out with the rest of the break, since it is a paid shipping break. Coming up in the days ahead, tomorrow night, we're going to start early, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We're going to bust into a 10-box half case of Hoops Basketball. Veteran Base does not ship to the teams in that break. It has its own bidding spot. You can find more information about that in the listing description. Sunday will be an off night. On Monday, Leaf Best of Baseball, Immaculate Basketball, and Gold Label Baseball, each by the full case. On Tuesday, we'll do a half case of Leaf autographed mini football helmets. That is the back half of the case. And we'll do a full case of 2019 Update Jumbo. In that break, Base does not ship to the teams, but has a separate bidding category. Once again, full details you can find in the listing about what does ship to the teams and what instead goes to the Base category. On Wednesday, it's a big new release day. We'll start at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and open a half case of Flawless Collegiate Basketball 2019-20 Flawless Collegiate Basketball, a 12-box case of High-Tech Baseball, and a 12-box case of Certified Basketball. All new releases for Wednesday. All right, I believe that has got me wrapped up for tonight. I am all locked and loaded. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If I don't see you again tomorrow night, I hope I will see you again soon. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you the next time. Bye now.